to flow. If you just keep allowing yourself to flow the way you did the live that I saw, then those you'll get used to it, and those people will gravitate. Your fractal line will start coming to you simply because you are starting to stand and operate in who it is you actually are, and not worry or concern yourself with if it's going to happen, because it's going to happen. You just have to keep going.
Yeah, I really like sharing on social media and stuff, and I haven't really been valuing. Well, I value more in-person experiences, like way more than anything. But I'm not satisfied. I'm not getting that satisfaction in person generally.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take note of all this.
Thank you for receiving.
Hey brother, I think your signal is a bit choppy.
Hey, Raven, can you hear me? Hello? I'm not sure.
Yep. There we go. Hey.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. Can you hear me? Can you hear me better now?
No, you sounded real bad, Rashid.
It's almost there, not yet.
All right. So yeah, definitely feel you, man. I'm a 5/1 manifesting generator. I'm also a Sagittarius North Node. Say it again. Hear what I was saying?
Yep. Yo, I hear you.
And
A little bit choppy.
a little bit choppy. All right. So basically what I wanted to ask is what exactly are the
You're gonna have to change positions, Rashid. It's too scratchy.
sure we can
We can't hear you. You're gonna have to.
service.
Your service is
You're
bad.
super choppy, Rashid.
Your service is bad. You're gonna have to change. You're gonna have to switch up to another location.
All right.
This,
All right, yeah, give me a second.
oh, now it sounds clear when he said, "Give me a second."
Yeah, I'm like pulling up to the crib right now. That's why I'm just trying to see if I can get back inside to the Wi-Fi. No, Raven, I was saying that I'm a 5/1, a manifesting generator. I'm a Sagittarius North Node, also in the 4th house. I definitely feel everything that you're saying, and that, wanting to help people and, maybe not feeling, appreciated for, the things that you do, things of that nature. I wanted to ask though, what specific are you selling?
Oh my goodness. It's so interesting where it starts getting choppy. I don't know necessarily what I'm trying to figure out why people are coming to me right now, because I'm not gonna be like, I'm switching up what I thought I was doing, and I'm like reinventing myself. So yeah, that's like
what's
I want to talk to people. Sorry, one more time.
What's your core genius and your gene keys? That's why people are coming to you.
The pearl is ecstasy.
Your core genius. At the very
I'm
bottom,
not.
your
Oh.
design earth.
I don't know.
Okay, good. Pause. 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 We are at an excellent point to get it popping this evening. In the chat room, please drop your team zodiac and what city and state you rocking from. We're gonna open this thing up like we normally do with a nice good old prayer. We're gonna pause it right there. Big inhale through the nose. Slow exhale out the mouth. Abdul Kultai for Latai. Wabazon, Gamma Farragoon, Shalel Kaloon. We are in the love of all, and all love is in us. We are a part of all, and all is a part of us. We are one with all, and all is one with us. And we can succeed as a part of all and fail as individuals. And we can be all that we wish in all, as long as our wish is to stay in all. We are never alone. All is, we are. All can, we can. All does, we do. It's J. Laku. One thing I really like is being a martial artist is I just run everything back to the martial arts, to the basics, right? Because when you are boxing, when you go into there against an opponent, one of the things that the referee tells you is protect yourself at all times, right? So it doesn't matter like whether the other person is really aggressive, the person that you're better than the person's better than you, you weigh more than the other person, they're taller than you, they're shorter than you, the referee had a heart attack and died, your corner won't give you any more water, your corner really supports you, you jump rope more than the other person ran further than you have less fights, or the other person has more fights, or vice versa. You never, ever change the rule of protect yourself at all times. Because as soon as you get away from the super, super, super basics, what is happening to Raven will happen to you in a fight. Because now you done forgot the very beginning of training, which is the instructions the referee reminded you. He said, keep your hands up, but he also said, protect yourself at all times. So in astrology, our protection, protect yourself at all time, numero uno is bodying your chart. What is the rule number 2 of the basics of why we do what we do here? I'm not going to wait for an answer. I'm going to give you this one. No opinions. Everybody type that in the chat room. Fuck your opinions. So when I came on, Raven had already asked everybody. He was like, hey, y'all, I'm having some difficulty with, I know I want to get my abundance, but then I don't want people to take advantage of me. I just want to know, like, how do I draw the line? You know what I'm saying? So people, I need boundaries, but I surely do need abundance because all these great things in my chart.
You don't have boundaries.
People that
you walk into somebody's classroom.
People that are saying these things, you know what I'm saying? They're just like, you know, I want all of this stuff. But I gave you a warning when you came into this class, Raven, which you have now forgotten. All of you who gave him an answer. It wasn't until Everett came in and said, where's your such and such in your birth chart? Everybody else was like, oh, this how I feel. This how I feel. This how I feel. So let's add some things to, let's add some rules to the basics tonight. Please pull out your pen. There are also 2 other things that we have here, okay? One is called moosing, M-U-S, no moosing, and no dwiffing. Moosing is making up shit, and dwiffing is the way I feel. As soon as you bring in the way you feel or your opinion, you start making up shit. because you haven't looked at the numbers. You haven't asked, where are the professors? The reason to be in this class is not only to body your chart, learn your stuff, have abundance, but you're here to help other people. So when you start to help other people, if you take advice from people that's not astrological, when you start giving astrological readings, you'll start giving out advice that's not astrological because you was taking it. You have to prune your diet. I don't need to listen to somebody who ain't really an astrologer. Fuck your opinion. Fuck how you feel. Because I told you and warned all of you when you begin this class, your friend pool will shrivel and die. Did I tell you that, Raven? Who didn't hear the warning?
Yes.
Now you're begging for these friends that I told you would disappear. I told you they would disappear. Now you're like, how do I get them to? Fuck them. They don't come to class on a regular basis. They only come to class as your guest. It's okay to know people that don't have the same values as you. But when you start messing with this class, you gain inner sight. It's like I gave you a $10 million MRI machine that you can use without even asking a person to lay down, be quiet, and let's put you in this MRI machine. But the train is moving so fast and so smooth over here at Inner Magic, you don't know that you're not the same person that joined this course. You don't realize that yet. You still are talking like you just got here, but you're not. And you still are talking like you are semi-close to the people that you were with when you got here. No, bruh. No. No, 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 no. No, no, no. And then in this class, we do astrology and what? God. God is removing some of these people from your life. Because you hard-headed. How do I set boundaries? How about you can leave that up to God sometimes? You taking too long cutting off this person, you too attached. I'm gonna damn take them out your life. I'll help you. Focus on something else, which is your chart. So for those of, and I don't know who that was, I had turned the camera on. Don't you ever, there's some don't you evers in this class. For one, when you finish this class, don't you ever charge less than $100 for a reading. It's about to be at $250. All right. But don't you ever come in this class and tell somebody an affirmation that's not their North Node. Don't you ever. I don't know who said that. It's okay. You just might not know. But we don't do that. We don't make up shit in here. We don't make up an affirmation. There's no affirmation that you can make up that's stronger than the affirmations from your North Node. There are none. You were born with an affirmation. So if I continue to make up other affirmations, I'm getting further and further and further away from the original me. You came equipped. You came equipped. But now you want to make up another affirmation because you're not getting this one little need that you want. Because you're responding like a kid. This class is a class of who? Jedi. Type that in the chat, everybody, so you won't forget who you are, what you're here to do. This is not a class of friendliness. It's not a class of this, that, and the third. This is a class of the minority. This is a class of the minority and the superior. People probably used to shun Raven like they were better than him. And he didn't like that. He was like, nah, we're all cool. No, the fuck we aren't. Now the shoe's on the other foot. And Raven has now done just a couple things that have made him superior to everyone in his circle. And he don't know what the fuck to do because the shoe is on the other foot. And Raven's lying to himself. Because it felt good to those people when they said, Raven, I'm better than you. Because they may have been doing something where they were better than him. And he said, some dumb shit. He was like, well, if I'm ever better than you, I'll never say that shit, or I'll never claim it. But it's the truth. If you won't claim the truth, you'll live in a lie. Write that down. You will not claim the truth, you will live a lie. If you will not claim the truth, you will live a lie. Yours and others. Not just one lie, not just some other lies. You'll live a whole lot of lies if you don't claim your truth, because your truth takes up such a large amount of who you are. Bill Wan said, what's your core genius? You don't know. You don't know your core genius because you still trying to figure out how to keep these bums around you. So many of y'all are just like Raven, who just didn't say nothing. That's why I love Raven. He got all these bums around him. And y'all was, let me make up some shit. Let me say, Kiss was the closest one. What you mean, when do I start boundaries? When somebody come start shitting in your house. I don't got to wait for nobody you shitted in my house. I just changed the rules. What was it? Somebody, I don't know. I love it. I love it when somebody says something to me. Somebody said something to me the other day. And I was like, I pay all the bills. Every one of them. Every one. On the supreme law. But if I was standing on the street, I'd still be the supreme law, because I'm in charge of washing my butt, using the bathroom, you know what I'm saying? Make sure I'm thinking good thoughts, doing good words, saying good things. Stick to the script. As soon as you get off the script and you get out and you get off into the other lanes, worrying about these losers that you used to call your friends. They're just people now. They're not your friends. Because now you done got you a whole new family that you can come in here and say, y'all, I need some assistance. And some people that you ain't never met physically are helping you more than some jokers that you've been rolling with for years, maybe. And it saddened my heart too, because I was there. That's okay. They're not going where I'm going. You better go alone and meet up with the people who are already where you're going. There's a period. I remember this period so well. That's why I had to sit back and listen. Of how when the bug first, y'all know that feeling? When that astrology finally hit you that one time like heroin. And when you woke up, you was like, I got to have it. Your eyes was all big, and you started shaping your whole world around when you were going to get to go home and study. Your whole world. What can I do to work? How do I charge to pay my rent? How do I get these other bills paid so I can get back home and start studying my charts? Because I got to figure this out because I'm hungry and I'm close to it. And the mistake I made is where Raven is at. I didn't have an OE to tell me this, so let me help Raven and everybody else. Fuck them friends. Earlier, where's Genevieve? Genevieve's so damn smart. I'm about to start doing this shit. This shit's crazy. I came up with a TikTok strategy today too.
Did you say my name?
Absolutely. Genevieve be eavesdropping everywhere. She like the feds. She got ears everywhere. I had forgot I even said this shit. She called me out the blue. She said, hey, I'm 36. What would you say to your 36-year-old self? I was like, damn. And all I did was just went into the zone and was like, boop, boop, boop. And she was like, oh, 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 oh. We ain't even got the same chart at all. But it was the 36th lap around the sun. So the 36th lap around the sun got a certain frequency to it. The 37th lap around the sun got a frequency to it. Your chart is riding inside that stream, that 36 stream. That's you and your chart. Think about your chart as a boat or a leaf at that. It's a leaf that's upside down and you're on it. You're on this thing and it's just moving through the water. You know what I'm saying? And it's just going around a circle. Floating. It won't tip over though. It will get rough, but it won't tip over. And you're trying to figure out, how do I get it to just stay even like that? right? Every year. So the year that you're at right now, as far as in study, you're like in year 1 of this awakening of what this astrology can do for you. Because the things I'm telling you, you're seeing in real life, but you don't have nobody to talk to till you get to class on Wednesday. Because these other people are just like, oh, you're making the gap. You're making the jump in the gap that's only built for you, that you won't be able to take nobody with you with. The relationship you have with the sun, the same person standing right beside you will not have that relationship with the sun if you're working with the sun. The person right beside you could be working with astrology, or you could be, y'all could go together. You could be doing your chart and they could be sitting right beside you, but they won't get none of the benefits. And then you can't understand because you're not a mean person and you're a nice person, just like me. And these friends I'm telling you to fuck are fucking you. They're fucking up your energy. They're fucking up your time. They're fucking up your basics. They're fucking up your intentions because you're hanging with them. You're social. You're letting them keep mind space in your mind. I wish I could call Keisha Dunstan right now. She said, never let somebody stay in your house. Nope. It was either never let nobody mind fuck you or never let nobody stay rent free in your head. Because all the questions that you're asking, why the fuck do I need this? Why do I need to ask somebody about boundaries and I'm the boss? And they're not the boss. They don't know their chart. So they can't even be a boss of themselves. I don't have to set up boundaries. I am more superior than them. I don't have to set up no boundaries. All I have to do is be myself. Everybody type that, be myself. When you body your chart and be myself, you become superior to other people. Out of me, I get everybody in here. Everybody in here is a killer, but you still want to be nice. Raven still want to be nice. So I'm gonna help them today. Did anybody watch Scandal? Like all of Scandal? Anybody watch all the episodes of Scandal? And you know who Daddy Pope is? Daddy Pope was Olivia Pope's father. He worked at the Smithsonian. That was his day job, but he was like the biggest boss of all the governments in the whole world. And one day this lady came into the place that he was in love with. And these people tried to blackmail him by threatening this woman that he loved. He killed her. So he would let them know that they had no leverage over him. And when they saw that he killed this woman that he really loved, and he don't love nobody, they were filled with fear and respect. You're going to fear me or you're going to respect me. It's the same energy. And Raven, you haven't turned that on yet. You haven't turned that on yet because you have liked in there. You have the social media like in there. They don't have a check mark for respect and fear. They have a check mark for angry. They have a check mark for disagree. They have a check mark for love. They have a check mark for like, all those different things. They have a check mark for big wide-eyed, but they don't have a check mark for fear or respect. They want to have a button up there for asshole. Don't matter to me. Don't interfere with me unlocking me. You don't have that attitude yet. You want to bring these people with you. They're peasants to you, bro. You're Tarzan in the jungle. Your family came and found you, told you were from royalty, and you still want to walk out here and don't want to put no damn clothes on. But you got a whole damn country to run. Before astrology, before moon magic, all of y'all was savages. Then you came in here and you started studying Jedi. It was a big leap. I don't teach the middle ground because I don't care. It takes too long and it takes away. I make it look very easy, but then you don't even realize that you have come from savage to assassin. I don't have any middle thing. There are no nursemaids in here. There's Capricorn assassins, Cancer assassins, Scorpio assassins, That's it. If you're in this class and you come every Wednesday, you're being trained to be an assassin, to kill a disease in another person by looking at their chart so they can be free. So your fundamental practices, your future self depends on it now. Your future self depends on every move you make. So what? It hurts a little right now, and you can't figure it out a little bit right now, and you're afraid a little bit right now. Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Other people need to draw up boundaries who don't know astrology. You get to walk with your titties out and walk with your nuts out if you're in this class. That's other people's problem. Learning about yourself is supposed to fill up that void of insecurities. One of the biggest issues that everybody has is abandonment issues. When you learn in astrology, you learn to fall more in love with yourself, and your abandonment issues get smaller and smaller and smaller. But what? No. I've been with this person. I see the greatness in them. Rashid hit me with this the other day. We were talking about some stuff in the relationship, and he was just like, but what if we're supposed to struggle together? You wouldn't have found this information. You wouldn't have found this information if you were supposed to struggle together. You in a relationship with somebody, and one of y'all found this information. That's God saying, trying to save the relationship. Everybody want an answer that needs to be explained directly to them that I will understand. Thanksgiving was my what? 20th anniversary of doing this. You'll never understand all of it. You're here for the results, Raven. You're here for the results. Do the work, get the results. See a challenge, go into your chart. Everything that you ask, boundaries is what planet, Raven?
Saturn.
None of your classmates ask you where your Saturn was at. None of your class. You want to set up boundaries in an astrology class, and nobody asked you. But that was good because that was like the third thing or the second thing. Everett came in and drove you right back to the house. In this Jedi school, everything is centered around honoring your North Node. So maybe you need to spend time studying your North Node more and studying Jupiter less. What's the rush to study Jupiter? I've seen so many people come to me and say, oh, I gotta get my money right. 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 It would be cool if I could just jump to Jupiter. I'm just like, oh yeah, you got Jupiter in the second house, Jupiter's transit in the first house. Next year you're gonna be, but they don't understand the GPS. They don't understand the direction they're going. Now, you said you have a Capricorn North Node?
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius North Node. His key word is freedom. Sagittarius don't give a fuck. He's the fucking unicorn. But what boundaries does the Sagittarius? He's the last fire sign. What you asking about boundaries for? It's not in your chart. Let me help you. If one of your classmates would have said, Raven, let's pull your chart up. Like, oh, you don't have any boundaries and you don't need none. OE said don't charge less than $100 or he's gonna come and beat you up. Charge $100. Charge $200. Charge $300. Charge $400. With the basic skills all of you have right now, none of you should be having any financial problems because all of you can make $300 a day. Everybody in here can make $300 a day doing 3 readings a day. If you did 3 readings a day, twice a week, that's $600. Times 4, that's $2,400. Times 12, that's whatever that is. That's just doing 6 readings a week at $100 each. And they're only getting 45 minutes to an hour. That's it. Stop practicing for free. Apple didn't practice with the iWatch for free. Apple didn't practice with the iPad or the iPhone for free. You came and bought a phone that was not complete, that had deficiencies that could be improved upon, and you still bought an iPhone. It don't matter which iPhone you got, you still beta testing it for them and you're paying for it. Who the hell does that? Raven, is this making any sense first before I go any further?
A lot, so much.
Right.
Thank you, class.
Thank y'all. This was excellent. But now, class, well, I done gave everybody answers on, hey, this is what I'm, don't you ever let a classmate come in here that's got a problem and ask you something, and ain't nobody, somebody should have been like, yo, can somebody make me a co-host so I can put my screen up on the chart? Can y'all look at my chart and tell me XYZ? Having some issues with my son. This girl called me the other day and hung up on me, and I really like her. I think she misunderstood what I was saying. Can y'all look at the chart? Don't come in here and ask nobody for their opinion. Don't let nobody give you their opinion. You telling us how you feel about what's going on in your circumstance, you just became our client. So I don't need to ask you. You're the only one that get to say how you feel because you're the client now and you can't figure something out. The smart thing about what you did is the same thing I do. I keep the dopest astrologers on speed dial. What Raven also showed you is some things you can't find in your own chart. Raven, you better realize that. All of y'all better realize that. Everett just come off the bench, just slid in there and was like, hey, so where's your such and such? Bill Wan didn't even say, well, what's your birthday? He was just like, so where's your such and such? Because that's our job as Jedi family, to help one another turn our inner magic on. Because one day, the shoe will be on the other foot. Somebody else will be in the middle of the class, and you'll be asking about blah, 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 blah. Does this make sense, Raven?
Yes.
Absolutely. I'm gonna check the chat. Girl charge 300 right now. I know that's right. When I pass this course, I will charge 300. No, you won't. You pay you charge 300 right now. You ain't gonna never get out this class. So what you talking about when I pass this class? You in this class. You've been in this class for longer than 6 months. You can charge $300. You studying. You come into class every Wednesday. What are you talking about? Astrology for the Soul. The PDF is free in the Facebook group. You don't even have to buy it no more. That's strict. That's stick to the script. Even if I don't think my rising sign is right. Who gives a fuck? Like if you're waiting for me to rectify your chart, and you come to me and say, you haven't rectified my chart yet, so I can't do shit. Bullshit. Rectification of the chart will not change the sign your astrology, your North Node is in. All of y'all might as well spend 2 years in the North Node. Just sit there. Watch how things around you dissolve. In the instructions in the class, what do I tell you? We start everything with the South Node, because the South Node is what could potentially be your personal poison. And you over here Geminiing yourself to death. What if this? What if that? What if this? What if that? What if this? What if that? I'm over here like trying to get my damn trying to get this thing open so I can just look and be like, man, what is this? What is the South Node of Sagittarius? What are the personal poisons? Does anybody else have Sagittarius as a North Node? And you know what
right here.
Huh?
Right here. Sag North Node, Sag Rasi.
Second guessing what others are thinking. That's tendencies to leave behind. Indecisiveness. All this was on whatever page this is. How do I share the damn screen?
Not trusting yourself.
Yeah. Why are you questioning yourself? These other people, they don't even they're not on your level.
You the teacher.
Yeah.
All right, can I add in real quick for hop back in this class?
Go ahead.
So look at your chart as like I'm piggybacking off what you said about sticking to the script, right? So Andre 3000 had a verse where he said, "The world is a stage and everybody has to play their part." Right? Your script, you're the main actor, you're the main character. Your script is your chart. That's why you gotta body your chart. So you can stick to the script. You gotta body your chart so you can stick to the script. This is your script. This is your script in this lifetime. Why are you deviating? You fucking up the lines. Now we gotta do a take 2, and a take 3, and a take 4, and a take 5, and a take 6, and a take 7. Stick to your script. This is how you make it through life. There is not another you. So nobody can give you advice. Your chart gives you advice. That's why when we come in this class, when you start talking about your problems and your issues, what's the first thing we say? What does your chart say? I ain't gonna give you some off-the-wall advice. I'm gonna ask you what's in your chart. Like I asked you, like, yo, well, what does your core genius say? I'm gone.
Right, because he know the rules. He not getting ready to, his opinion on, what they say, opinions are like asshole. Everybody got one and most of them stink. Why ask somebody for their asshole? Yo, these are my numbers. This is the issue I'm having. Now somebody give me a data-driven response. We want data-driven responses, not I think or whatever. Stop telling people how you feel because that happened. They chart ain't yours. Get some. Life is about practice. Some of you think I'm a pretty dope astrologer, right? Where should I start? What should I study? Which book? Do. My astrology muscle came from reps, from pushing the chart. I was pushing the chart. Now they say I was pushing that steel. I was reading a couple of books. I was pressing them charts.
Young nigga push that dope.
Just like I was pushing that dope. It's like I was pushing that coke, pushing that green, pushing that green. Oh, I go back to certain areas of North. I go to North Carolina and ride around with Kiss the Goddess to 3 or 4 spots. Niggas will think I got kilos in the trunk just because I pulled up. They think work just rolled up. Oh, he got work in the trunk. They see that because of they know my work reputation. I go somewhere and it's a room full of people who love astrology. I walk in there, I don't even say nothing. They start pointing. Why are you pointing at me? I ain't even done no chart. I haven't even done no chart. Why are you pointing at me? Because your reputation precedes you. We see the guns. We know how much work you done put in. When you're struggling, what do? You go back and lift more weights, or you let the muscle rest for a second and repair. Then you go back and put more weights on there. You do more charts. Bill Warren keep telling y'all every week, everything y'all looking for is right here, in this right here, in this room. Everything is right here in this room. All these people. What is it? 52 people in here tonight. I'm taking up 2 spaces. So if you take me out twice, there's 49 other people in here besides you, Raven, that you can practice on. Everybody in here wants to get a reading. Who this? Frenay wants a reading. Capri wants a reading. Clint wants a reading. Salandria wants a reading. Sonia wants a reading. Hyacinth wants a reading. Monique wants a reading. Everybody in here wants somebody to read their damn chart. And if you don't want to pay nobody, then why don't you just be in class? Be like, yo, I'm trying to get somebody to look at my chart for a second. No, I wouldn't charge my classmates. As soon as I got finished reading my classmates' chart, I'd be out here to charge somebody. If there's only 50 of us in here, it's only 165 people maybe that's got the whole course, maybe 235 people I have on the mailing list. Out of 300 million people in the United States, let's just say 1% of them, which is 3 million, are old enough to afford and can pay you. So out of 3 million people, you still got more people that will pay you for you to practice your craft. My mastery is not in my delivery and proficiency. My mastery is in my confidence that I know what the fuck I'm doing. You have to put confidence to know that you know what the fuck you're doing. And you know the basics. Raven, how many minutes are in a day?
I don't know.
And there we have it. Ladies and gentlemen, why did I ask him that question? Who wants to answer that? Why did I ask him that question? Genevieve, would you like to come in and tell him why did I ask that? Anybody? Not you, Everett, not yet. Anybody else?
Not yet, you got it.
Anybody else want to come in and be like, why did I ask that?
What was the question you asked?
I asked Raven, how many minutes are in a day? This is good.
I assume that you asked him that so you can give him some sort of advice on how he's spending those minutes in the day.
A6.
No to both of those. Good try for both of y'all.
That helps you with the number line for the degrees.
Helps me with the what?
The number line for the degrees
Nope.
when you're reading your chart.
Nope.
Okay.
Y'all know what I can't stand, right? Is a fraud.
You asked him that because, like, that's how you qualify somebody in astrology. If they don't know how many minutes in a day, they can't do no astrology, right? You had to ask. I didn't hear the convo before, but I know if you don't know the minutes, you ain't qualified.
I think that is in like lesson 1, week 1, the minutes. Well, I think this first one is that's Royal God Astrology. This is where we start. Anybody that's in the class, everybody knows the quadrants, right? So then we went through the quadrants. In week 2, astrology course. How do we start this one off? What's next? Classrooms and houses.
Use the blank chart. That's okay. For me personally, I'm old school. So I like using.
You're not sharing that screen, Coach.
Huh?
You're not sharing that screen.
Oh. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ace said, I ain't missing nothing. Let's go down week 1, lesson 3. Governs classrooms. The rising sign. This might be it right here. Oh, we're gonna find it. We ain't going nowhere till we find it. Oh, there it goes right there. There it goes. There it goes right there. That's it. The diurnal. So this is in the first week, module 6, right here. Matter of fact, it says lesson 5. It ain't even module 6. But guess what? This is where you find out about the minutes. Math class, 1440. What is the one thing I can't stand? Is these fake ass social media, Instagram astrologers who telling you something, but they don't know how many minutes in a day. If you go into some kind of restaurant, don't you want the person to wash their hands before they bring you your food? You ain't qualified to be my waiter if you ain't gonna wash your hands. Sure. There we go. What is that? 9 minutes in. 1,440 minutes in a day. Raven, you got problems because you ain't doing the basics. You can't skip ahead to Jupiter. You can't skip ahead to Jupiter and you don't know how many minutes in a day. This in the first week. All the hot stuff. Once you finish this first week, you should already be able to charge like $150 just off this right here. Just off these. What's this one? The diurnal and the time of birth. Then I showed you how to spin the wheel. Was that in that class? Oh my man, listen. If I go back here, that's before we even get to week 2. Go in order. I can't stand a con man. I can't stand somebody that is talking from a place that they shouldn't even be talking in. They shouldn't be talking. You shouldn't be listening to them. I hope I'm making sense right now. Comments, questions, feedback. Anybody? I have good stuff to see. This was excellent. What are some of the big takeaways from the day so far?
Don't give advice without looking at the chart first.
That's right. That's right. Fuck your feelings. Thank you. I interpret that. I probably come in and tell Rashid something about programming, and he'll be like, "Yeah, you got to put the slash in here." Then he had to translate it into code. What I told him, I want the website to look green, like that the number green or the color green has like 6 letters. You have to put this letter and number pattern in to get all these different palette colors, because everything that you're looking at on the screen is a series of numbers. Melissa, can you take us? Did you raise your hand? You want to come off of mute?
Yes, sir. The takeaway for me is in reference to the North Node, knowing North Node for your affirmation. So that dropped for me, but I'm still not clear on how do I get my affirmation out of my North Node location.
Are you in the Facebook group?
I did attempt to sign up, but I don't think I get everything. I don't get the access. I don't know.
Oh.
Are you in the Discord group?
No.
Oh, that's on you then. Why are you not in the places where the Jedi training is at? What's going on?
What's happening? I don't know. I'm on Facebook. I requested to be invited to that page. I'm happy to send a request for Discord. Pardon my ignorance.
No ignorance. Ignorance means.
But that's my take.
Ignorance is I'm ignoring the facts. So you're not ignoring the facts. Let me see where do I let people all you gotta do is just send us a request to come in the room. Then when you come in the room, you're gonna slide over here to more, go to files, and then Jesus wept. Gonna look, just there you go right there. Astrology for the soul at the very top. Boom.
You're not sharing your screen.
Show your screen. I couldn't find it in the Facebook group.
But I did go over to Facebook and I do see the PDFs, and then it's the Untethered Soul, the Power of the New Guide to Spiritual Enlightenment. Okay, Power of the Now. Okay, all right, thank you. And then, so as far as the affirmations from your North Node, that's in that first book.
So where's your North Node?
My node is in Gemini ninth house. I'm sorry, no, yes, Gemini ninth and the ninth house. Let me put this down here. See what's happening.
And then in front of it, what are y'all looking on? Can y'all see
It's
my
not
screen?
on the screen.
Jesus Louises. Ah.
I just put the link to the Discord group if anybody else needs the link.
In the chat, thank you.
Can anybody see this? So what's on the screen right now?
Black screen.
It's blank, nothing, except your name.
It's buffer.
Hmm. Ah. What's on the screen now?
Affirmation, North Node, Gemini.
At the beginning of the affirmation, you always say what? Right now, I'm so happy and grateful that.
Some things for many.
Right now, I'm so happy and grateful that. This is a people-oriented lifetime. Right now, I'm so happy and grateful that I can slow down and take the time to connect with others. These are your affirmations. This is what you was born with. I always say, what if your mama would have gave you this when you was 9 years old? Every time you got in trouble, she made you write this 100 times. Shit, you wouldn't need this class. You wouldn't need this class. I don't care if he's a Babalao. I don't want to hear no message that he gave and sent me down that ain't in my own numbers. I'll take an affirmation from somebody after I have these programmed into my subconscious with 1,000 repetitions. Then I'll start considering it.
Thank you.
Other than that, I'm not even gonna consider it. You know, we ain't finished with my man Raven. Second guessing what others. Second guessing. Look at that. Do I go here? Yeah, I want to go this way. Nah, give me a bigger letter. Second guessing what others are thinking. Didn't anybody pick up that's what he was doing when he came in here? He was second guessing what other people were thinking. He was very indecisive. Anybody saw that? He was very indecisive. He said he need more.
That's what happened when you try to rationalize.
He was in here talking about because he want to say what other people want to hear. For years he said what other people have wanted him to say. He hasn't just said his intuitive knowing. He was trusting other people's perceptions instead of his own. What is he supposed to be doing?
Gemini South Node, sitting on the fence, going back and forth. Should I say this? Is this what they want to hear? Thinking. Stop thinking so much.
Reliance on, look at the first, I didn't mean to cut you. Reliance on intuition. Raven, you must rely on your intuition, not the opinions of people in this class. All we're doing is pointing you back to you. He's prophetic abilities. That means you're the teacher. Speaking from higher consciousness, you ain't damn supposed to understand what you're saying. Spontaneity, freedom and adventure. Shit, you got that shit covered. Direct communication, free from censorship. Stop worrying about what the fuck they think. If you ain't got no friends, you don't have to worry about what they think. Then everybody who's standing around you, you'd be like, oh, this is some new friends. Spending time alone, patience, intuitive listening, hearing the meaning behind the words. Stick to the script. Anytime you get off key, you go back to the GPS. If you're not using the GPS, then you're gonna get lost. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Does this make sense to anybody? Anybody else got comments, questions,
Yes.
feedback? Good.
I got some feedback on that too.
Oh, shucky ducky.
It is great to have the PDF. It is even better to have the book. If you got kids, get the book. If you got a Kindle, get the book. This is a resource that should be mandatory by everybody in this class, in this tribe. We are Jedis, we should have this tool. For everybody I speak to that I do readers for, I first start with their GPS. Because if I don't start there, they don't know shit. And if they don't know shit, I am not giving them the right information. So get these tools, because especially the PDF, yes, is free. Use it, utilize it, but also pay homage to the author of this book, because we are using this. If you ain't got it, all right, cool. Y'all seen the books that I got. I tell you right now, there's only 5% of the books that I've actually probably opened and read. I've turned pages on all of them though.
The other thing is, stop listening to unqualified experts. Get your information from qualified expert practitioners. This is a daily practice. Like this is daily practice. Practice in your everyday life, in, throughout. It ain't gonna make no sense if you ain't practicing it, if you ain't using it. You lose what you don't use. You gotta use it in your everyday life. It's math. The math needs to be mathing, don't it?
The math need to be.
Let's bring that to perspective too, because I love what Bill Wan did. Now, there's people in this class that has sat with me, that have gotten their schedule situated. How many times have I gone back to your chart to call out what you need to do with your chart? Any one of y'all can come off a group and talk about it. Please do. Oh no, we got some shy people tonight? You might want to talk about it?
So okay. So I didn't even think about utilizing my chart to manage my time. And Everett did help me to understand that, depending on your human design, he used my human design chart and the fact that I was a generator in order to assist me in managing my time better.
See, and with that takes practice. I've done it with OE and everybody else on the team. But now I'm looking at Astrology chart on top of that. And there's people that I looked at Astrology chart and they were like, damn, like, yeah.
I wish I would get away from this right here. Y'all know that y'all in the streets, veganomimetry, I'm coming to you. Y'all know that phrase, I wish a nigga would? I be talking to myself. I wish I would get away from being a generator and looking for satisfaction. All my generators what is the definition of satisfaction? This means generators and manifesting generators. What is the definition of satisfaction? This is going to help you with your astrology. What is the definition of satisfaction? I done gave this out before.
If it doesn't feel right, if it's not good, making you satisfied and happy, don't do it.
That's close. That's really it. I just want to say it differently. Satisfaction is when I feel my energy is being well used. Satisfaction is when I feel my energy is being well used. That sounds like fuck your friends, don't it, Frida? Frida one don't curse. Don't that ain't that what that sound like?
It does, yeah.
It doesn't have anything else to do with your friends. It doesn't have anything to do with being a nice guy. Sometimes you have to temporarily suspend your morality in order to grow spiritually. Raven came in here all moral tonight. You can't have morality and be an astrologer. You can know what morality is, but that morality is for people who don't study astrology. You can't mix the two. That's how you get to your abundance. That's how you draw your boundaries, by being yourself. What's my signature? And then Everett asked him a question. Always press people in the corner, ladies and gentlemen, just like Everett pressed Raven, and Raven gave him that bullshit answer. He just asked him, do you feel satisfied? He said, do you feel frustrated? What did Raven say? I'm not really satisfied. He ain't asked you that. He said, do you feel frustrated? Yeah. Then you know you fucking up. It doesn't make me feel like my energy was well used. No, it don't do it. Now, the downside of that part is, hold up. It's like a 7-year process to deprogram. As much as I said I can keep this simple for you, I did not say I could give you no shortcuts. There are no shortcuts on the spiritual path. The deconditioning that Raven is going through is a part of a 7-year cycle that could get down to 4 years at the rate he's going. So if he doesn't keep pressing, he will decondition. He will go through his first deconditioning over the next 6 years, because he's been with me about a year. Mm-hmm. But as he's pressing, he could get it down to 4 years. But you cannot decondition trying to hold on to stuff, trying to figure out how to get them to keep up and like you and do all this other stuff. They don't want to come to class. This is the
I just wanted to get their money. See how?
Yeah, but what do you want their money for? What? You want headache money.
What was the last part?
Why do you want their money? Why do you want your friends to pay you? All of y'all are strangers. I got money from all of y'all. Y'all didn't know me. Getting money from your family is some dumb shit. Friends in your family not coming to get readings. Let me help you. Put that on your basics. Matter of fact, go put that at the very. Growth is the purpose. Everything else is the result. Number 2, your friends and family ain't gonna spend no money with you because they don't believe or give a fuck about this shit you doing. Then do 1,440 minutes in a day. Then do Royal God Astrology. Then do North Node. Then do the rest. But rule number 2 is your family and friends are the people that don't give a fuck about you. Why do you care about them so much, Raven? Why you care about a damn raggedy ass customer? Now we're gonna get into business and branding and who do you serve? They're not your ideal client. Your ideal client is not somebody you got to beg and try to convince to come and get a reading from you. Your ideal client is tracking your ass down. How do I get a reading? How can I get a reading for you? Man, let me figure it out. That's your ideal client. This is the person you're supposed to be serving, but you over here trying to get these people who you say so close to you. They stay close to you, but you can't think that. What do you think you're gonna do? You're gonna just make $1 million or $100,000 with the network of people that you have? That should never happen. You can practice on your friends though. In so many ways, you could practice sober, you could practice drunk, you could practice high. There's all type of ways you could practice. But then you getting frustrated because they're not listening. I'm just practicing on your ass anyway. If you do not pay me and you get a reading, I can talk as reckless as I desire. You're paying for me to be nice. I do this shit for free. But you don't want to pay me, then what? You see, I'm stuttering again. Vegonometry, peace to the God. What's going on? Are you raising your hand?
Yeah, I did. Question back about human design is it's a basic one. Just how do you use your human design chart?
Is that mine? Is that mine? Is that mine? Is that mine right there? Is that mine that was in your hand? Is that mine? Your phone is freezing up. You're gonna have to switch to Wi-Fi. As soon as he get on here talking and he got the green in his hand, all of a sudden now he can't hear.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah.
I said, is that mine? No. My question is that mine that was in your hand? Scissors was in one hand, something else. Is that mine?
It can be.
Now you can ask a question. Go ahead. Let's go ahead.
How do you use your human design chart in your life? Like, how do you apply it to your life? I guess that's my question.
This man right here wants to get it. You know what I'm saying? He just want to go back into the lessons. I love it. This is why I told y'all better get this iPad, because all I gotta do is
I want to point out something too, right? So y'all do know, like, when you look at your human design chart, there's a thing called the mandala, right? Like, if you change the view, it'll show you the astrology chart, right? So when you going through and you looking at your planets, right? Your planets sit in these gates. And what's the energy of those gates? Those hexagrams.
I use that exact website and I.
Oh, you ain't been digging.
I haven't been digging.
See, this is what Oyi call refining spirit. Or this what Peter Andreas calls refining spirit.
I call it digging till your knuckles bleed.
Right. Horse stance, right? Standing there for 3-4 hours, right? Digging, getting under the layers, right? Cut out all that surface bullshit. Like, and I'm not saying this to like put myself on a pedestal, but I can tell you right off the top of my head, on my chart, what house, what sign, what planet, what degree, what hexagram, what quadrant. This is you. This is your roadmap. This is your GPS. Where you headed? You got a system that incorporates all the chakra system. Quantum mechanics.
Hold on, Bill Juan. Hold on. Tell them the story about how your life was fucked up in your marriage because you didn't know this chart. Tell them a sad story. You going over their head. Back up some, because they think you've been smart all the time. Tell them, go back a little bit before the lights went on. Tell them about marriage to the manifesting generator. Help me out. Come on, give them something real. You talking over their head, my nigga. Go on and back up and hit them with something for real, for real.
So, manifesting generator. This particular manifesting generator is a 4-motor manifesting generator. 7 of the 12 pentas. Right? Very creative, go-getter, but neither of us understood the mechanics, right? If you don't understand the mechanics of how you work together, because it's called your aura type, right? So what happened in that marriage was we was doing this. It was a tug of war. Opposite directions. You can't trust each other. You don't listen to each other. You don't take advice from each other. And you abuse each other. Because you don't know. You ain't did no digging. You don't understand the mechanics.
Now let me add this piece in here.
So, hold on. So this particular manifesting generator didn't know that I was the portal. All of the things was happening through me. But the manifesting generator was looking at me like, yo, what's the manifesting generator wanted me to be a manifesting generator. And not even realize, like, I'll tell you, I called Oyi one day and so me and my ex, right, we have broken up, right? And I got a partner that runs a nonprofit that gives out loans to Black and brown businesses, right? So I called and was like, yo, I got, like, my partner can get this money, you know what I mean? You got a business, would you be interested? If so, I can fast track you getting this money, right? So boom, everything happened. I get on the phone, get it fast tracked, 15, I believe they was gonna give her 25. I believe she turned it down. She just wanted the 15K.
Pre-COVID money. Pre-COVID money. This is not COVID money. This was not COVID money.
Yeah, this way before COVID. It was gonna give her 25. She turned down the 25 and took 15. Right? So I called Oyi and I'm telling him the story about it. Oyi said, did she give you the 10%? Like, what did she buy you? Right? Nothing. Nothing. And this is like, that's just one instance, right? Like I done did many things like this. But when you don't understand the mechanics of how you work, first you gotta understand your mechanics of how you work. Then you gotta understand their mechanics of how they work. Then you gotta understand the mechanics of how y'all work together, because once y'all merge auras, it's something completely different.
And I'm telling him to tell this story because as a witness, his astrology and gene and human design game out of this failed relationship went to the next level. I'm talking about this motherfucker. I'm talking about there was no more him calling me, asking him questions. I'm talking about 6 months after he left. I'm talking about, so I'm telling you all this, like, these people, my ex tells me the other day that somebody proposed to her, right? We're gonna be friends forever. So I said, she had another ex and he told her no relationship. He said, you're never gonna be in a relationship with somebody who's not spiritual. So any regular dude hollering at you will never work. And she was like, what? And then he spoke that over her life. And every time she started dating, she could, if they weren't spiritual in some nature, she couldn't date them. So I told her, I said, you better go back and look at the chart of that dude who told you that. Because inside of his chart is practice for you to look at the chart of this guy that's proposing to you now. She was like, oh, the guy who told me that he don't even matter no more. I ain't even thinking about him. Woo, 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 woo. I know, but he spoke truth. So he had truth in his chart. So when, you know why he always talking about 4 motor generators? Because he was with one. He know manifesting generators. He couldn't help it. All that feelings was coming through him. Wasn't his. But it wasn't until he said, he picked himself first. He picked him and his lightsaber.
That was easy.
He picked him in his lightsaber.
That was easy.
Once he picked his lightsaber,
that was easy.
Y'all getting too much into morality. His stuff took off. Pew! Then it started bending backwards. Then the nigga hit the gene keys. I personally feel he wouldn't have never got to the gene keys and the level where he's at now if he was in that same marriage. That's my opinion. I don't know what.
Oh, no, because that manifesting generator didn't even study human design. She wouldn't even pick it up. She wouldn't even. Here's a caveat to that story, right? I only drive Audis. That's the only car I'll pay for is an Audi, right? Fuck a Benz, fuck a Beamer, fuck all that shit. Give me an Audi, right? And I remember when I bought my Audi, she was like, why would you do that? That's so expensive, blah, 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 right? And I was like, it's the value of the car. Fuck how expensive it is, right? It's all-wheel drive. It has crash bars through the doors. It's a safe car, right? After driving my car, guess what kind of car this manifesting generator drives to this day?
Anybody want to take a guess?
She got the Audi.
Audi.
Cha-ching. Not a Audi, the same Audi. We just bust out laughing when he called me that day. It was just a whole laugh that he was like, yo, this chick done went and got the same car that she told me this joint was too expensive for me to have when we was together. Now she by herself and she got the same whip. Y'all need to stop being so morally correct. Do you want to learn and get this shit? Save your life and others? Or do you want to be out here and worry about what somebody is thinking about you? Get out your own way. Get out your own way. All these people that are coming to you are practice. They're practice. Oh, my friend don't want to pay me. Shit, they get a 20-minute reading. Most people who don't want to pay you can't even take your truth for more than 10 minutes. I done gave out so many chart rectifications that people thought it was a full reading. And all I was doing was reading their rising sign. And then I was reading house rulership. Oh yeah, Capricorn rule your 5th, Gemini rules your 10th, Leo rules your 12th. No planets, no aspects. These jokers blown away. I'm just practicing. I ain't even paying attention. I might be rolling the L or something. I ain't even really into it. And now for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, they're running around telling everybody they got a reading from OE and I'm their astrologer. Shaman Derek, that's how he is. He ain't never got no full reading. Never. All I did was just rectify the chart and then looked at the transits and was like, this is coming up in the next 2 to 4 years. Everything I said happened. He said that was a full reading. I said, bro, stop telling people. Quit telling people you got a reading from me. All I did was rectify the chart and seen some paper laying on the ground and picked it up. That's not no reading. But what he let me know was what I think is some small other part just blows that out. Because sometimes you may not even get past their south node and their north node before their whole lights go off. Then you have to know when to stop and pull back and just let them go away with that. That's why I put a 60-minute timer on. Sometimes, of course, I go over, but that's me. But in 60 minutes, I know that I've told you enough to change your life and blow you away. Y'all can do that right now. Y'all have that. You don't have to do it like me. Because where it says where two or more gathered, in that place I will be. Sister Myra told y'all, it ain't you, dummy. It's the chart. All you're doing is sitting down, letting it come through you. It ain't you. You scared to try. Why are you scared to try?
You know what's funny? I'm probably the newest in the class. Well, not the newest, but I haven't been here as regularly, right? Y'all let me practice on y'all before y'all started practicing on each other.
This joker sent me a text the next day talking about some thank you when I sent all of y'all to him. That nigga just started ha, 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 ha. He texted me talking about thank you. Don't even know what you even talking about. But that's it. But that's in my vocation is I'm here to initiate. I'm here to. You ever been skydiving or heard about somebody skydiving and the joker changed their mind at the last minute? What did the dude on the back do? Kick your ass out any damn way. The parachute don't work until you jump. This astrology don't work till you start practicing. Tyreen, come off of mute, please. Turn your camera on.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Might not see me. I was gonna say, you mentioned that it takes 7 years to deprogram.
Decondition.
Decondition, yes, sorry.
Wait.
Decondition.
How long did it take you to decondition? How long did it take you to condition?
A lifetime.
No, be specific. How old are you?
38.
You started studying this last year?
Less than that.
So 37 years of conditioning. So 7 years sounds about right. 4 years on the fast track.
My question is, does ceremony help with accelerating that deconditioning?
1,000,000,000%.
Okay.
Being in this class helps you if you use it, right? This is a weapon. All y'all walking around with swords. Y'all walking around with swords and don't even pull them out. I'm gonna fly that head.
And then also I want to know, how often is good to have ceremony? That's off topic from astrology, but something that
it's not off topic of astrology because it's on topic with your inner magic. This is an inner magic class. So this is a Jedi. Jedis have ceremony. And the answer is very general, not specific, because you don't know what's you know how many different ceremonies you could have? You could have a 3-day water fast. You could have a mushroom ceremony, which could be a low dose. You could be taking 2 grams. You could be microdosing. You could be taking 9 grams. You could be doing toad. You can't just say ceremony. You have to be like, what ceremony? How often? You should be doing a ceremony every day. Anabakoa get to like Yemenka, Tatia Tezara, Kabel Renat, Amcha Sagvanu, Tahara Nunara, Nahage Board, Shane Yakadeka, Kabava Shamra, Barkum Tara Rakame, Tazika take it to me, Gamma Kasim Kadosh, Bararu Tufka, Nahel out of taker. The key Gahel, Chapanez, or Craig Katushka taker, Shavatanuka Bel Ushma, Tazakatanu, your day of Talamo, Bruk Shem, Kavomakuto, Alam Vaed. I should be saying that 21. You should be saying the miracle prayer 21 times a day. So how often?
Yeah.
How often? You know what I'm saying? How often do you supposed to be getting down with the get down? Somebody, who's that? Yeah. So you can do as many. You can do as many of them as you desire. But it just depends on what it is, though. It depends on what it is.
I'm looking for big boulder moves.
No, why?
I did toad, I do microdosings, that's all good. I have Anabacoa on every day.
Right.
But I'm looking at ceremonies that you offer. that we have to come into the Gen room for? Like, what would be?
Those are, if you come in to do mushrooms at more than 5 grams, that's 28 days, as long as it's 28 days. Toad, you can do.
Between ceremonies?
Yes, between mushroom ceremonies of 5 grams or higher. You can do as much toad as you can afford. You want to do 3? You want to do 3 toad ceremonies in the same day? Then you can do 3. Dr. Jerry says that when you go to the toad training in Mexico, you do toad 10 times in one day. I'm sorry.
In Sonora?
Wherever he's at, I don't know where he's at. No, he's not in. No, that's where the toad is at. You can take the medicine anywhere. Wherever he's somewhere close to Tijuana. He's somewhere like on the coast somewhere.
Wonderful, thank you.
You're welcome.
I hear a lot of people asking to be fast tracked.
Yes.
First and foremost,
yes.
Are you even ready? Have you qualified yourself to be ready to be fast tracked?
Are you asking me, or is that just a general question?
Both.
Honestly, I think you qualify yourself through the experience. You can't just say, oh, I'm ready. You have to face the challenge and then overcome it. I've gone through a lot of stuff personally that I feel like, you know what, it can't get any worse. And
oh, it can absolutely get worse.
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 Yeah.
Because in your whole experience, what you're doing right now, you don't have no court cases. You ain't got no warrants out. You ain't been in the back of no police car. You ain't
no, but I've been in a psych ward. I've been in a trap house.
And it can get worse than that. It can absolutely.
For me, that's the bottom of the bottom.
Well, I'm here to tell you.
You talking to 2 felons?
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. You're not even qualified. We're gonna stop you from making that statement because so you've been in the psych ward and the trap house, but you ain't been to prison.
I've been to jail. I don't need to be there for more than 3 days to know that it sucks.
It can get worse than 3 days.
In 10 years.
So we're not gonna let you come in here and say I've been to the bottom and say it can't get no worse.
But see, the thing is that you're comparing.
No.
And we've all have our own experience, right? That's the whole thing about bodying your chart, is that my chart is mine and yours is yours. So to qualify my experience based off of your bottom doesn't make mine's any less. And so you're comparing your chart to my chart.
No.
You're comparing your experiences to my experiences.
I'm comparing
and qualifying mine just because I haven't been in jail for 10 years. That's like
no. You said it couldn't get any worse, and we're just saying it could get a lot worse.
Yeah, we're not telling you that being in the psych ward or being in the trap house wasn't fucked up. We're telling you don't make that statement because you're testing the universe to being like, well, fuck it, I could just go ahead. Don't test the universe in this class.
The question was, what qualifies me to fast track the healing? And I'm saying it's not a fast track. It's what I'm ready to challenge.
You said you want to move big boulders. That is fast tracking. That's fast tracking.
Why? Why is moving big boulders fast tracking?
Because you have to move small boulders. Who's gonna move the small ones? The small ones don't move just because you move the big ones. You moved all the big ones. Let's say you only have 4 big ones, but you have 70,000 small ones. Your shit ain't gonna get no better. I can tell you that because I had to move the big ones, the medium ones, and the small ones. Imagine the jar. There you go. Here we go. Imagine the jar. And then you take the jar and put these big marbles in it, put golf balls in it. And you say, oh, it's full of golf balls. And it's got 52 golf balls in it. But then you put some really small BBs in it. Now all the BBs filled it up and you say, well, it's got golf balls and BBs in it.
That's what this course is for. That's what the moon magic is for.
No, this class is not about the big boulders. It's not about
it's about the small moon magic.
Why are you cutting him off though? He's not even finished saying what you asked him a question, let him finish.
This class ain't about moving big boulders. This class is about the space in between. We Jedis. Moving big boulders is what people who don't know astrology want to do. That means that they don't want to do the work. You got to move the air in between the BBs. When you pour the water in there, there's got water in there, it's got BBs in there, it's got big boulders. Just because you pull all the big boulders out, that's fine that you're ready to do that. Are you ready to do all the work though? You cannot fast track it. There are no shortcuts on the spiritual path. I've said that 50,000 times. There's no you and the reason I'm telling you this is because you're using the wrong you're using the wrong thing to motivate you. I used to let my father's failures motivate me. Well, he only had this, so I have to have this to be this. I could have found 10 other billion things to motivate me. I don't even have to say I'm doing it for the kids no more. That's a nice motivation. I don't have to say I'm doing it for $1 billion. That's a good motivation. I could say there's so many things you could choose for motivating. Don't choose your pain. When you say I'm ready to move these big boulders, you don't want to hurt no more. That cannot be your motivation. That cannot be your motivation, because then you're just going to continue to keep getting hurt as your motivation. You have to let go of some of these things. You'll never know this without moving the small things. So that's what class is for. When these things come up and you're a student of mine and I say you need correction, that's what I'm here to do. I'm paid to help give you correction and stop something before you keep moving and explain it to you thoroughly. So then you can be like, so you can have a DNA explosion, which normally does not come through moving the big stuff. It comes through the small things. There's a detonator that's going to the explosion. That cord is just as important as the piece of dynamite. The quality of the cord that goes to it, the quality of the current that goes through the cord, the quality of the plunger that you push down that makes it go through there. This is the same thing I was telling, I heard from Raven's era today. This class is holistic. There is no one thing. Rituals can't get it by itself. Astrology can't get it by itself. That's why we cover so many things. I was talking to Hyacinth the other day. She was like, "You always overwhelming us." You goddamn right. Because you need to make sure that and be reminded to be over here, over here, over here, over here, over here, over here. Pick one of them. I gave you a map. Is the meditation was first. The meditation is before all of that. Then here's the cycles. Then here's the prosperity 365. Here comes the astrology. Then here comes the human design. Then we got Yi Ming Zhu's. Then we got, you see how many facets there are of you? That's how many facets there are of you. The soul has 617 facets. When you start losing them, you start losing yourself. You have to go back and continually always be healing. Because you move the big stuff, guess what? You're still frustrated. You've already came for ceremony and you're still frustrated. So not that we're going to stop doing ceremony, but Kalindi was doing 50 grams of mushrooms from 1973 to 2020. He was still doing high doses of mushrooms. Guess what that tells you? He didn't figure it out either. You don't never figure it out. There's no ending. There's only journey. There's no destination. It's only journey. That's it. Everybody who tells you that there's some destination, they're frauds.
I mean, you spoke earlier about this being a martial art, right? Telling the story about your journey through martial arts with Master Sunyata.
One of the pieces in this journey is getting your bubble burst, because you done learn a little something and then think you know something because you got to something else, and then the master come in and just bust your bubble. That's the responsibility of the head of the temple. Bust a bubble. That's not real. It ain't got nothing to do with comparing. It's just I'm giving you some wisdom, because when you go out there and you away from this class, now you out there getting your head bust. I don't want to see nobody come to class Wednesday bleeding intra or extra. I don't want no, I don't want that. I only want you coming to the class talking about you're off their head, all 6 of them. Whatever is giving you the problem, why don't you kill it? Why don't you kill it? What's at the root of it? Because sometimes it ain't only in the astrological chart. That's why we bring so many modalities here. And are you front loading the pain? Are you front loading what it is that you're running from? Are you front loading? Are you inviting on this thing that you say, I got to keep doing ceremonies for? I ain't doing ceremonies for, maybe I may be over here. I asked about and you also are at an advantage because in this classroom, you have so many psychonauts. Why the psychonauts? Why ain't nobody doing psychonaut astrology? All right, everybody that's in the group who's done 5 MEO, put your chart up here. Let's look at some similarities. Okay, everybody who's done 5 grams of mushrooms, put your chart up. Let's look at the similarities. Oh, everybody that's done 7 grams of mushrooms. Everybody that microdoses mushrooms, let's pull up our chart. Y'all have so many different things that y'all could create on your own. When you spend a lot of time on your healing, you don't do no progressing because you be thinking about what you're healing from all the time. You can't be at a constant state of war. You can't be at a constant state of peace. You can't be in a constant state of healing and recovery and sleep and woke. It doesn't work like that. Harmony. High tides and low tides. Look at this. Look at this current. This current is map that's behind me. It's not going in no straight line. Energy can't stand straight lines. There's no direct answer. And you, someone in the other group, they was like, how do rituals coincide with astrology? If you're gonna do another ritual, did you look at where the chart was at? I remember when Clint came up here, Clinton was like, oh, I saw you had a date on a new moon. I snatched that up right away because I need to clear some of this stuff out. So it ain't necessarily how many ceremonies you're doing. Are you picking the right day when the window is big enough for you to come through? Because even if you are going to move a big stone, if the window is too small, the stone ain't going to go through there. There's some days when the moon is open further and the window is larger. This is a good time for me to make my announcement. I'm the Moon King. These retreats that we're about to be doing, nobody will ever be able to say they started no full moon retreats and do it at the level that we're about to do it. Nobody. And you know why I'm the Moon King? Because my mama is the moon. So she made me king. Because a lot of these people out here to be telling you, my rising is Virgo, my moon is in Libra, and my sun is in Taurus. Well, what does that mean? What's that moon in such and such mean? And they can't tell you nothing more than, well, I'm all about balance because my moon's in Libra. That means you don't know your own mother. So if you don't know your own mother, then you ain't really about nothing. You got your earthly mother, and then you got your heavenly mother. You got your earthly father, you got your heavenly father. The heavenly father is the sun. Some people say it could be Saturn. Your heavenly mother is the moon. And it's 8 phases of my mother. So she told me I could use them as I want. And once she was like, you the king. Nobody knows. You go nowhere, nobody tell you all about the 8 phases of the moon and how to use it with no entheogens and your Yi Ming Zhu. You ain't getting that nowhere. But you're getting it right here because you deserve to be here. So this is more for you to study. You only been doing entheogens less than the time that you've been doing this class. So why do you get to fast track? You don't get to fast track. You get to do things. You get to do things one thing at a time. Yes, sir.
Let me throw some small pebbles in there, right? I'm gonna show you how this works, how this conditioning and deconditioning works. And I'm not picking on you, so please don't take offense to this. So if I say the term negative connotation, right? What is that? What does that mean? Anybody like?
It has a bad stereotype to it.
Oh, it's funny you answer that because me and you talked about this. Right, it has a bad stereotype to it, right? Does the word negative mean bad?
No.
What does the word negative mean?
I would think of it as just being opposite of light, like you have light and dark. It's not really good and bad, but you have light and dark, so that the opposite of, the negative is like the negation of light.
It pulls on the positive.
An opportunity to grow.
Okay. So let's look at it like this. I don't know how you knew where I was going with it. Negative is receptive.
Pause. Everybody write that shit down. We just got finished deprogramming you. Now you're about to be reprogrammed. So write that down. Negative is receptive. Write that down. Fuck your friends. Hold on, this is an excellent point, right? Hold on. Fuck your friends. I told you when you get in this class, definitions change. You can't use the same shit that you brought in here. So you sit there and thinking negative is bad. No, negative is receptive. Now we really fucking up your friendships now when you leave out of this class tonight. Please continue, my brother.
So, the whole world, right? And these are small pebbles. These are the small pebbles that you gotta pay attention to. The whole world has been conditioned to think that the word negative is bad, right? But in your car, if you only, because I hear people say, get away from me with that negative stuff. Get away from me with that negative stuff. But if you take a car battery and you only attach the positive post, guess what? You ain't going no fucking where. That shit ain't gonna stop. You need them both, right? Let's go a little deeper. What makes up an atom? Protons, electrons, right? Inside of a nucleus, right? What is the charge of the electron?
Negative.
Right.
So hold on, Bill One. So what you must be trying to say, everybody wants to stop ceasing to exist since they don't want to be negative. And the atoms that's coming out their mouth and breathing all have electrons in them. So everybody who doesn't want to be negative, they don't want to exist anymore. Is that what you're saying, my brother?
If you ain't got negative, you don't fucking exist. you don't get to participate in this vortex. You don't get to participate.
You should write down negative is important. That's what the fuck you should write down.
Right.
You should write down negative is important. God damn it, that's my after party tonight on Facebook Live or Instagram or whatever. Let me write that shit down. Negative is important.
So what is receptive though? Receptive is receiving. Receiving.
You can't even get money from your boss unless you're negative. Ooh. When you go to the bank, you need to be negative. When you get your
money from nowhere. You can't get money from nowhere. Because money is a feminine energy.
That's feminine energy.
Money is currency. It's a feminine energy. right? Positive and negative posts. What you give out is reciprocal. It comes right back. It has to but you have to be open to receiving. When you shut down your negative principle, you can't receive. These are the small pebbles that we be talking about. This is how society has fucked everybody. That's why we say, it takes 7 years to decondition. Because you got to change what you tell yourself. Why? Because those negative receptors in the atoms that make up your cells, they listening. They receiving the information that you're telling yourself. That's why Oyi says, you sit in the middle of your chart. You got to be open to all the energy. Stop trying to be one-sided.
Oh. It doesn't matter what the planet is. It's still a what? The planet is still a what? Somebody.
Professor.
It's just one professor. It's not even the dang boss. Raven started the whole class off tonight asking about a non-boss. He trying to figure out how to put all the responsibility of his success on Jupiter, on one professor. Don't stop studying Jupiter. Get lost in that joker. I'm glad you lost over there with Jupiter. Because once you come out of it, then you can go get lost in Saturn or go get lost in Mars. You don't have to get lost, though, in a whole sign or in a whole planet. You must look at, that's the joint right there. You have to look at all of it, all of the whole thing. Look at the view. You have to switch your view. There's standard view where you're only looking at just this thing here. How many of y'all have even pressed, has anybody in here even come down and pressed that button right there? Has anybody ever just came and stopped and said, let me look at my chart a different way? And
yes.
I don't hear, but I heard one yes.
Yeah, I have.
Okay, that's
Yes.
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 that's about 6 out of 55. That's about 7 people out of 55. If you don't open your eyes and look around, how you gonna see?
Awareness, self-awareness. That was what I was asking when I said, you gotta ask yourself, are you even ready? Have I qualified myself to be ready?
I want to go back to my man's question. Where he said, how do I incorporate the human design into this class? You have to know how it's picked apart. Up here, inside this yellow box I just drew, that's your personality. That matches all the planets in black on the right. Your design date matches everything in the red on the left, which is 88 days before arrival. One more time. You look at the date first, your personality. So all of your chart that you've been looking at all your life is just on the black. That's number one. Then you have another side. That's a whole nother chart. But that's why you body your chart in astrology first, so you'll be familiar with the zodiac and what are the basic energies before you go over and start asking what the I Ching is. What's these numbers in here? What does 37.4 mean? Up under my north node. The second part is, oops.
Right, because you got a design north node too.
What is your type? And as soon as you find your type, what is your strategy? A lot of y'all should stop right here. This right here will fix most of your deconditioning comes from your strategy. I wish I could call for General Firewater right now. I say, what do I need to do tomorrow? Guess what he's gonna say? Wait. He's gonna say, just wait. Then
learn how to say no.
And learn how to say no. And then the next part is, what is the mechanism that shows you're not doing something according to your strategy? So Tyrene, she was cutting me off because she was frustrated. Well, I'm not even sure what her design is, but whatever her not self feeling is, if she's feeling bitter, if she's feeling whatever, she knows she's not in alignment and hugging her lane in her strategy. These are not big rocks. This is little molecules. These are little electrons and protons and neutrons. Because if you don't know how to recognize your not self thing and then to get into your strategy, while you're not in ceremony, when you get in ceremony, it's going to be more challenging and you're not going to advance. It's not about the ceremony, it's about what you do in between ceremonies. What's my phrase? Learn in class, practice at home. Don't come to my class trying to practice. Learn in class, practice at home. Then what's my signature? You ain't gonna never be able to get into your signature until you can say how I started this class off. Fuck your friends and their feelings. All we're doing is data-driven decisions around here. This is all data. This is all data. These, this little box right here is what you start with in human design. Don't ask me what the definition or got something to do with if you have not been doing your strategy for 7 days in a row. That's how I got started. You have to do the 7-day challenge. Seven-day challenge.
And that little box is the 7 years.
Right.
It takes you 7 years to master that little box right there.
Or at least
get out under the layers.
At least get an understanding of it. Not even master, just get an understanding of, damn, what does responding look like? What does responding look like? Then, you come down here and jump in the authority. I would jump into this profile before I jump into authority, to tell you the truth. Me personally, you see I got it highlighted, and then I would jump into incarnation cross. This is the box right here. You see, they're all in green. Type, strategy, not self-theme, profile, reincarnation cross. Find out what those 5 things are over the next 90 days. Get some of the other documents that are in the group that tell you more about what this is. Because this is the leverage that's going to help you move the bigger pieces when it's time to move the bigger pieces. Then when you go over here, if there's a color connecting, that means it's defined. If there's a color not connecting, it's undefined. Those are channels. Everything that's color is defined. That means it's giving off energy. It's radiating. It's positive, as a matter of fact. This is my chart. Guess what? I'm very negative. All I'm doing is I'm very negative. I love when people tell me, oh, yeah, if you change your attitude and stop being so negative. I am, because I'm not calling you a dumb motherfucker to your face. I'm thinking it, but I'm not saying it. Because you don't know my chart. You have never even heard human design. You don't even know 3 places you could get a free chart. But you want to tell me what your opinion is. You don't even probably know your own blood type. You want to tell me I'm negative. I am. Thank you so much for sharing. Then I just move my feet. I try to let my energy express to get the fuck out of my face. Excuse me for the night. I'm doing terrible. I'm gonna have to do all type of animal codes around this piece.
Ask one of these reflectors on here what it feels like to be negative. What it feels like to be receptive. Juana, Salandria.
Yeah. What y'all gonna do about that? Where my joints at? That's the live one. Doo-doo. I keep telling you, stay in your charts, yo. Go find these people around you and practice. They in here. How in the hell am I supposed to know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? I know I'm missing somebody because somebody told me the other day that they was a reflector. Everything was guided for us to be here. Like
I think you're missing me.
That's it. You're right. Text me your birthday. Let's go and throw your ass up in here right now. Forget all that.
June 17, 1984.
Y'all see how fast she was like, I'm ready to get a reading. Y'all go ahead and slap me up in there. Yeah. Slap me up in there. You need to throw me up in there? Sure do.
Oh man, I got only 2% on my phone. Oh.
Oh, I'm just putting it in here. What's the date?
June 17, 1984.
June 17th?
Yes.
What time?
It's 10:42 a.m. That's the one you give me. I don't know.
How in the world you came to class with 2% on your phone? What you thought was going on?
Actually, it was already more than that, but I've been holding it and it just dies off real quick. I need a new phone.
Where are you? What city and state? Are you in Florida?
Bakersfield, California. Yeah, 10:47.
What's the city?
Bakersfield, California.
And once again, y'all in a very awesome opportunity to have this many people that can look at your stuff and tell you whether your stuff is healthy or not. I've been knowing Bill Wan damn near 20 years. I'm just now finding out how to use his friendship correctly. I'm supposed to build it, and he's supposed to tell me whether it's healthy or not. And it's all data. Got nothing to do. I was talking to my sister the other night. Sweet Jesus. My sister bust me all across my damn head. She's a projector. Oh, I probably got my sister up under her middle name. Sure do. I went and asked this person to audit my Instagram page the other day. She's a projector. She knows she's a projector, though. She doesn't know how she serves generators yet. But she went in so hard, I thought I was talking to a condensed version of Bill Wan and Crystal. And she don't never be in none of our huddle meetings. But it was because of the energy. She waited for the invitation. And then she got success. And then she went on by her business. And did what she was supposed to do. Crystal.
She waited for the opportunity to be a role model.
She waited for the opportunity. Crystal, cut your camera on. You just got your hair done. What we got going on here? Yes, thank you.
So my question is, what do the arrows at the top of my...
You ain't ready for that? You ain't ready for that? Put your mouth back in. Manifesting generator wanting to skip steps. Pull your lips back in. You ain't been yeah, none of your business. You ain't ready for that. We just going to skip that. You don't. What's your incarnation objective? Tell me 3 things about your incarnation objective.
It's a left angle cross of mask. But that's on. And that's probably not even right.
Peace.
So, okay.
Yes, we're going in order. That's that's digestion. That's all that. Why do everybody want to go get to something and you ain't got the basics covered yet? I want all the basics of manifesting generator covered. Do you need that in order to feng shui interiors, which is what you're supposed to do? Feng shui these interiors. Let's get that down. Feng shui these interiors. Feng shui these interiors.
Your variables is going to really confuse you.
And
it ain't just the arrows, it's the color and the tone.
Let's put it this way. I don't even want to talk about my arrows. 3 times I done went to these niggas to be like, tell me about the arrows. I don't never come back. I ain't ready.
Okay.
I ain't ready. You might get ready before me, but currently I'm sure you're not ready. And it's gonna take so long, it's gonna confuse the whole class, and they're gonna be like, yeah, what's my arrow too? I just got here 2 weeks ago. I want to know what my arrows is. No. She been here longer than me. He told her she ain't ready. That means I know I ain't ready.
We don't sound like that.
Who don't sound like that?
Thank you, Melissa. I was just, but
some of y'all sound like that to me. How about that? Some of y'all sound like that to me. That's what some of y'all do sound like to me. When I record my voice and listen to my, when I come back and listen to my voice recording, I don't even like how I sound sometimes. I'm like, is that really me? So right. I'm telling y'all that y'all sound differently to me. You might not sound like that to you. Right. Yes, excellent question though. When you get to it though, it's gonna be fire. But let's work on this. Let's work on this foundation piece right here. You good? It's coming. Don't worry, because Bill Wan is getting sharper and sharper and sharper and sharper every day. So, and he used to going over there and get more confused. We're trying to be unconfused. We want to work with less. We want to work with less. We want to take responsibilities off the shoulder. We want to add things else on to that.
This is true.
Right, toe. I'm trying to stab niggas in the throat. Rashid, turn your camera on. Thank you, ma'am. Do, 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 do. Do,
I love y'all. I love y'all. I really do. I'm a reflector though.
And his incarnation cross is damn all about love. What's up, She?
Oh man, everything is up right now. I just kind of wanted to share like a little anecdotal story that kind of like ties into like everything that we've been talking about tonight. And I don't know, maybe it could be helpful, to other people. So basically, kind of along the lines of, the psychedelics and, the dosage and like when to do it. So me specifically, this past new moon, so on Wednesday evening, I actually did some LSD, and it's a relatively small dose. Well, small to me. I usually do big doses, but basically, I got several messages on that trip, and basically one of the big things that it was telling me is that you do so many of the big things, but you be just skipping over the little things, which kind of like jumped out at me. And it's funny that we were talking about that, like not skipping, not trying to go after the big boulders without moving the small boulders first. And just being in this class and getting to know more about myself, and just being more confident, because I'm also Sagittarius North Node, also in the 4th house and everything, like I was, explaining. And just being more confident and making decisions and not overthinking things so much. And one of the things that also came to me is that there's no getting, you can't intellectualize spirituality. And that's something that I thought I knew, but like going on that trip, and it's just like it was a very challenging trip, let me just say that. But it really like showed me some things about myself that I guess I've just been overlooking. Not because I don't want to improve or anything like that, but I've just been overlooking it because certain things you can't see with intellect. You know what I'm saying? You can't. That's just as simple as I could put it. You can't see everything isn't an equation. And for somebody that, I consider myself quote unquote, smart.
You're the equation guy too. You know that. You're the equation guy. You're the developer.
Yeah.
Please tell them what your occupation is. How you had to straighten my ass out last week.
Yeah. I'm a software engineer, and so I'm always thinking about like systems and processes and stuff like that. And this most recent trip was just like there's some things that's just not how everything works. And it's funny because like I boil everything down to like a system or a process of but there's nuance. There's nuance to this universe that we live in. You know what I'm saying? This reality that we've created for ourselves, and you can't, especially for us Sagittarius North Nodes, you really got to get out of your head. You just got to do certain things, you know what I'm saying? And just me specifically, what that prompted me to do, kind of like the outpouring from that journey. Like I've been playing in the mood for a while, right? And I'm just always overthinking, like, oh, maybe if I save up this amount of money, I'm always trying to think of like the perfect plan. And it's just like, boom, I do this LSD and on a new moon, and then like slaps me in the face, and it's just like, yo, you're doing a lot of shit wrong. You think you're doing a lot of shit right, but you're doing all these big things, but you was really like severely like looking over the small things, and it's causing you to suffer. And you're not going to be able to be your best self where you are now. And you already know that, but you're not listening. And it's just like, I can't help you until you listen. And I'm just like, oh, all right, cool. What I got to do, and then like, I kind of just sat with it, and it came to me as just like, no, I got to leave now, like right now, because I've already got that message. You know what I'm saying? I did 24 grams. I got the same, I got a similar message. I did 32 grams. I got another message that was, similar to that. And it was just like, you come down from the high and it's just like, you know, you feeling like ready to take action and stuff like that. But you know, a lot of people don't move, which comes back to like what you were saying, how, you know, some people, you know, they kind of fall into this thing where they keep abusing or like keep coming back because they're not actually addressing the issue. It's just like, you want my help, but you're not listening to what I'm telling you to do. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I can't help you. Don't ask me for answers if you're not gonna do what I told you to do. And this is my spirit, you know, talking to me. I mean, it's not like exactly like, but this is like my interpretation of the message. And so I'm so thankful that, you know, I've been, you know, doing the work, so to speak, that I was able to finally, like, you know, just get out of my way and just listen. So I packed up I rented a car, I packed it up, and I moved. You know, I'm at my cousin's house right now in Jonesboro. I drove from New York and I left. I don't get, you know, no plan, no place, you know, no apartment, and, you know, none of that stuff lined up. And, you know, I said, you know, fuck, you know, the calculations, you know, having everything all sorted out. And I was like, yo, I gotta listen. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, like everything you be saying, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you a control, you know, y'all be control freaks, you know, you want to do everything. And I'm just like, you're right. And like this trip, like kicked my ass. And I was just like, you know, I'm so thankful I got my ass kicked because that's what I needed to submit and be like, you know what? Everything don't need a plan. You know what I'm saying? Take this from somebody who like literally everything I do for my job, everything is a plan. Everything is a system. Everything has its place. Everything, you know, everything is just like divine alignment, right? Everything, you know, goes somewhere, right? But even in that, like, you know, like Bill Vaughn is saying, like people want to like, you know, leave out the neck. There's a duality to all of this shit. So even though you need plans and shit, sometimes you don't need a plan. Sometimes you just need to fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? And stop, you know, thinking you some like intellectual type of, hey, cool, you can identify as that, but you're also, you know, chaos. You're also all of this other shit too. And that's what, you know, completes the whole thing. And yeah, I have to say, you know, these past couple of days have been interesting. I stopped in Winston-Salem. I saw Dr. Ansu. He's really dope. You know, I recommend everybody go see him.
Wait a minute. You think Jungle should make a trip all the way to Winston-Salem just to see one doctor?
Hell yeah. I'm going back next month. That's my new doctor. I'm about to be on regular, you know, pulling up, you know. Because you know, that's the first doctor I've ever seen that had a Yiming Ju. You know what I'm saying? Like he know his stuff. You know, he got the whole thing coming out, going on, and he actually. What's up?
It blew your fucking mind, didn't you?
Blew my fucking mind, yo. I've been
one of a kind experience.
Hell yeah. I've been having like some, you know, just like some pain in like my head and shit like that. And I went there, he's just like, oh yeah, you know, some of the cranial bones in your head have shifted from like we used to play football. And he did like the little tapping technique. And like, honestly, I've been feeling good. I've been sleeping better and shit like that. You feel me? And I'm just like, wow, this has been like years. You know what I'm saying? That I've been, you know, old football injuries and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I spent like, you know, he did that in like 45 minutes. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm coming back. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely coming back as often as I can. And I recommend everybody do the same. You know, like Bill Wan be saying all the time, we got everybody, you know, we need, like, in here for real. And, you know, I'm just saying that I'm still growing and going through my journey and everything like that. But
Ashanti, come here.
You know,
Ashanti.
I just want to
Ashanti, come here.
Encourage, you know, other people, especially, you know, if anybody's like me that, you know, overanalyze everything, that some shit don't need an analysis. Some shit is
whatever
just,
that green jacket is, it's in the pocket.
You got to do it.
Look in the kitchen,
and then,
on the back of
you
one of
know,
the chairs.
the plan will reveal itself. So, yeah.
I hope everybody understands the gravity of a DevOps engineer saying, I had to say, fuck the calculations.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Like, I really want that to sink in. Like, seriously.
He just spent $14,000 on a one-day class to learn more operations, to learn more calculations. Everything in that class, I'm absolutely sure nobody was on some fuck that. They was on some double check this, double check that, calculate this. 14K, not a 3-day class, not a 2-week class, not a 6-week class, one day.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Rashid. I think we all needed to hear that.
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. I'm definitely more of the quiet type, but I felt, I feel like I've been making progress. So, I'm feeling, more confident in, using my voice and stuff like that, especially as like I said, a Sagittarius North Node. I've been doing my affirmations and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? One of them is, right now I'm so happy and grateful that when I trust my intuition and verbally communicate what occurs to me in the moment, I win. And
with no filter. Remember that.
With no filter.
No filter.
Yeah, I got to do it in my voice. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it might come across a little, but I don't really care. I mean, who cares? Like, you got to get the message, one way or the other. So, as long as it resonates, and, it feels good to you, like satisfaction, like you was talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, as long as it feels good, you know what I'm saying? You feel like you getting it out the way you want to get it out. That's all that really matters. So, yeah.
I want you to pull up the human design again. I want to see who y'all see on the right side below all of the incarnation cross. Scroll down. The not self keynotes and the not self questions. How many of y'all been through those?
I've been through them.
I know your ass was gonna say. I knew you was gonna say something, Artiste. I knew that shit. I knew Artiste was gonna say something. I knew Artiste was gonna say something.
I have.
What do y'all get from it?
That's pretty much what you want to look forward to working on and keep a conscious or subconscious note. Just, when you start to feel that way, that's not you.
So show a chart with a lot of openness.
Oh, my sister.
Yeah, look at all those not self questions, not self keynotes, pretending to be certain, trying to attract attention, right? Am I trying to attract attention? Do I know when enough is enough? Am I looking for direction and love, right? Open G. Am I in a hurry to get things done so I can be free of pressure? That's what we was talking about earlier. Moving the big boulders. I gotta get rid of the pressure. I gotta get rid of the pressure. Gotta get rid of the pressure. Gotta get rid of the pressure. I want a fast track.
Yeah, no, I feel that. That's definitely what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I do all these. Like right now, I've been fasting for like 70 some days. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing my inner magic, all these other things, but it's just like, actually, I need to fix my living situation. I need to do that. I'm doing all these hard things and all these big things, and it's just like you skipping over the fact that you need to find a better a better environment that's more conducive to you. You know what I'm saying? You need to get out the city. You need to go somewhere where you can put your feet in the grass and ground, and you need to be somewhere where, you know, you can set yourself up because you got a lot of work to do and you're not gonna be able to do it right there. So I don't know why it's like, I don't know. My spirit was like, I'm proud of you, but I'm disappointed in you at the same time. Like, you're not listening. And I'm just like, oh, okay, my bad. I'm sorry. Like,
I'm not sorry, you're amazing.
Yeah, I was like, let me shape up.
I remember after leaving New York City and staying, you know, and I remember one particular time I was flying, right? I was flying back to New York City. I had lived in North Carolina for like maybe like a year. Yeah, it was like a year. And I'm flying back. And as soon as we start getting close to LaGuardia Airport, my energy shrunk. Like my whole energy, it felt like my aura was shrinking. It's like you don't have enough space to move. You know what I'm saying? Because there's just so many people and so many different energies. And it's good, you know, it's good, but it's good, but it's not a good place to live. So now, like, I'm born and raised in New York City, but I can only stay there for like 4 days max. And then I gotta leave. I gotta go back home to my peeps. You know? So congratulations on, you know, taking the reins and, you know, taking control of your life and putting, you know, your actual self first and making, you know, as you transition to finding a place where you can be, you know, you can expand and grow.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can anybody see the screen when I got up here? Is anybody watching the screen?
I wanted to share a concept. I find that when you feel like you're not growing and you're putting in the work, that moment when you feel like you're not growing is the moment that you actually are. That next meditation, that next yoga, that next, you know, rant that you went through on YouTube, searching whatever it is, those are all the seeds being planted. And whatever you do, you know, when you go to sleep, you positively speak about others, you just invite positive energy into your life. That's what waters the seeds. And it takes time. Nothing grows right overnight, you know? So when you feel like you're not growing, and I kind of put this out there as a question because I've seen it for myself. There's times I feel like, you know, I could be reading certain books, I could be studying, I'll probably go like on a 2-week binge and just go hard. And then that's the positive side, and not have to put in some of the negative and not do it at all, just so that my body can, and my mind can take a rest and get back to, I don't know, I guess the physical self a little bit more of a, you know, give my mind some time to rest so that I'm not overdoing it. But even just having this conversation and hearing you bring up the Yiming Zoo, I was late to class tonight because I had a dream while I was sleeping, and I had a dream that Jackie Chan was talking to me about the aura of my Yiming Zoo. And that was wild. That was before this class. And yeah, I wanted to ask you, Oyi, about the, what does the color blue resemble as well?
Don't you have the chart? I mean, don't you have the, it's all good. I'm so on mine right now that I know where everything is at. Ooh, voila. You know, don't you have this already? Artis, do you have this? Oh. Artis, do you have this already?
No, I do not.
Everett or Gabrielle, can you put this in the group? Put this in the files. So before you get a consultation for your Yiming Zhu, this is the 22-page document. Blue emits a cooling, balanced yin energy. It is beloved as a healing stone because it emits a soothing, cooling, rejuvenating light, helps reduce inflammation, enhances beauty, improves sleep. Blue glow crystal Yiming-Zhu help balance and strengthen the kidneys, adrenals. It helps the thyroids, eyes, ears, throats, and rejuvenates the reproductive and endocrine and lymphatic system and vital fluids of the body. Blue is a softer and more subtle effect on the bioelectromagnetic field than green, enhances creativity, clear communication, meditation, and focused attention. So is psycho-emotional purging effects are subtler and more easily integrated into body and mind. Dr. Pat Flanagan says blue Yiming-Zhu is definitely the best for the heart. Ask it with intention that it heal bodily afflictions, and it does. Also, heart and rose quartz. I have seen that blue Yiming-Zhu and rose quartz work well together to heal broken hearts. I have a sapphire blue and I have royal blue. I only have one sapphire blue left, and I have some. I think I may have one, maybe one royal blue. I might not even have no more royal blues. I'm not even sure. I might have one, but blue as far as healing relationships, because we have so many things in our heart that we are holding on to, that, and this is the one I've been rocking for like the last 6 weeks. I just took it off maybe like yesterday because I'm about to shift to something else. But yeah, that's blue Yiming-Zhu. And that's just what's written right here. Once you put it on and start experiencing it yourself, that's why I'm this astrology, when we tell you to stand in the middle of your chart. You know what I'm saying? Stand in the middle of your chart. That way, when you get your Yiming-Zhu, you'll be able to be at this zero center point where there's no conflict. These stones represent what no conflict feels like. Because you're Black in America, there's absolutely no way you know what no conflict feels like. You a Black man. Are you looking at Kevin Samuels? Kevin Samuels is showing you there ain't nothing but conflict out here. There's nothing but conflict. Nothing but. So how will you be able to know what it looks like if you don't be able to experience it sometimes on the outside? So that's why we got an astrological class, so you can be like, yo, let me start being able to evaluate my own stuff. I want to ask if Tyraine is still in here. Did we answer her question? Because we started talking and got way off the subject, and I wanted her to see how she felt about what we said.
I really appreciate everybody's feedback, especially Rashid, because when he started talking, I realized that it's about integrating the small stuff in order to get to the bigger stuff. So thank you.
It takes sometimes a student to come and teach the class. Everybody here is a teacher. Only difference between the student and the master is the master made the effort. That's all. That's all. Senyata's favorite word in my martial arts class was not strike, 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 strike. His favorite word, guess what his favorite word was, Artis? I thought it was my name. He used to say it so much. Artis, you want to take a guess?
I'm going to say wait or no.
Again.
Again.
Again. Again. Then his other one was back. Huh? Back. So we know in the Qigongs, right? We know in the Qigongs that the whole thing looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, back to the beginning. You'll get right here. Back. Again. Back. Again. Back. Again. Back. Again. What's wrong? Your chin ain't tucked. Damn. I'm thinking it's my arms. Oh, you ain't breathing in the Dantian back. I ain't done nothing yet. I ain't even started yet. Now, when you get right here, you only have to get right here for this to be the end of one. You'll get like right here. Back. Stop dropping your arms too. Let the hands fall like snow. Back. Your hands are too high over your chest. If you don't say, man, I can't do nothing right, you're gonna have to go home from class once or twice thinking, man, this shit ain't for me. How many times you tried to quit, Rashid, being a software engineer, but you was just like, man, I might can join the army or something.
I mean, to be honest, I never had a point like where I wanted to like quit or anything like that. Like not like learning, but definitely when I was first like trying to get hired and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That shit is hard as hell. Because it's a lot of people out there that can be like, oh, you know, I know how to code, but you know, it's different. Like getting hired and like working in these startups and stuff like that. Like it's a completely different, you know, ball game. You know, I mean, it's nothing wrong with like people that are just doing like WordPress websites and stuff like that. But I mean, like when you really like get to like a higher level, if that's what you're going for. No, it was definitely times like where I was ready to, give up on that. Especially when I had dropped my first mixtape, I thought I was about to blow it, but that shit didn't work out. So, you know what I'm saying? I just had to keep pushing. But yeah, no, I definitely take away. I get from what you're saying is that, and this is just something that personally resonates with me. I found true in my own life is that you will repeat the lesson until the lesson is learned. So you might as well not try to skip steps. Do the small things, like if I'm not me, but like this is like my spirit talking. Like if I'm telling you to do something, do what I'm telling you to do, or you can skip past it. But then I'll be right here, looking at you like this when when you're ready. So, yeah, you're only cheating yourself. So.
What's the saying? If you want to make God laugh, tell him your plan.
I got this plan of being
and that's what my spirit did to me. It was like, ha, what plan? There is no plan. Just leave. Just do what I'm asking you to do.
You all remember that he got the. Oh,
you on mute, Coach.
You all remember that out of all the readings Peter Andreas said, it was the body language of the one he gave Rashid. He said, "You better."
He told me to leave. He told Peter told me. He told me to leave, and I was like, all right, I'm planning on leaving. I'm just thinking of the plan, and it was just like, nah. My spirit was just like, nah, leave now, like now. I want you to leave right now. And I was just, it was incredibly challenging, because we as humans, we want to avoid uncertainty. We want a certain level of assurance, a certain level of like satisfaction. That's why, I'm working on transitioning and stuff like that. Not trying to skip steps, but I'm working on transitioning to full-time entrepreneurship. But that's why many of us, we have jobs. We want that consistent paycheck. We want, the people that are in relationships, depending on what you're in a relationship for, but you want some level of consistency, whether that's sex, whether that's financial support or anything like that. Everybody wants some level of like, guarantee that something's going to happen. That's why people are even willing to give up their freedom, in order to have, some level of assurance or safety and stuff like that. But, yeah, true. Oh, my bad, go ahead.
Nationality. Everybody wants rationalize. Magic ain't rational.
It's not, but that's
But that's what we all want, though. All of us, like, I feel like.
We don't want that. We've all been programmed to want something, Mr. Software Engineer. We've all been programmed to want something. That ain't really our design, though. Your design is to help you fight what you think you want. Your design is not someone else's program. It's yours. But the people who are sending the program that you think that you want, they have $1 billion a minute budget. And you're just trying to learn, like Raven said at the beginning, and just trying to get people to understand where I'm at. I watched your story the other day, Raven, when you was just letting it just bleed out. You were just bleeding out about they just not understanding where I'm at. And you caring. You just, but you was going through all that energy that could have been in, but you do have to talk it out sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But all that what you was talking about was all morality. It wasn't in your chart. You don't have a lot of morality in your chart. You can't mix this stuff. Same thing I'll be saying about martial arts. Don't ask me what a karate teacher taught you. This Jedi class. Jackie Chan practices wushu. He probably knows some Tai Chi and some Bagua, but his core is wushu. So go ask somebody who do wushu what wushu is and why he was doing what he doing. Wushu is a lot of is those dynamic movements that you see that look really good with the sphere. Wushu is coordinated dance moves with weapons and martial artistry. It absolutely is not used in no fight. Okay? All those people that you see in the karate movies from the 80s, the Shaw Brothers and all that, those are wushu dancers who came up in wushu schools since they was like 6, 7, 8 years old. There is all choreography. They've been doing that same dance for 15 years. So that's why they will always be, the Asians will always dominate that part of the movie industry and can put 5,000 extras out there in a martial arts scene of two nations battling one another. Because all those people are not just regular. When you come to Atlanta, they'll be like, oh, we're looking for some extras. Well, you just put on these clothes, walk this way, and don't say nothing. Or they want you to scream when this happens, or run like you scared. You can't be an extra in a Chinese kung fu movie unless you're from Wushu. That's just that. You can't go to Silicon Valley if you ain't no developer or software engineer. You might or a venture capitalist. You ain't one of them three people. You can get a food truck. See what I'm saying? That also can work in Silicon Valley, a food truck. But you still gotta know what it is that you really love doing. You already know what you're frustrated at. Now it's going back into what is it that I really love about me and what I really want to do. How do I see that? Let that motivate you instead of the pain motivating you, instead of the bottom motivating you. The bottom does not motivate me. It can get worse than prison, but prison don't motivate me. Being in the back of a police car does not motivate me. And everybody know I love Vincent. Not being able to see my nephew doesn't motivate me no more. That stuff don't motivate me because I'm moving kind of like what's your boy? Any spy movie where they tell you don't wear no ring because then they know you're married. They go get your girl and put the gun in her head, turn the phone on in front of her. Do you want us to kill her? How'd y'all know I had a girl? Okay, I do what y'all. I do what you want. I do whatever you say. Now you done got compromised. They was gonna kill her anyway. How do I know you won't kill her? Nigga, you don't. Oh, well, let's go ahead and kill both of us then. Let's get it over with. You really need me because I'm already that valuable that I'm here. So you were bluffing. A lot of the things that y'all hear, people are bluffing, capping, whatever. It's not real. It's not real. That's why I said stop listening to jokers when they unqualified to talk to you.
Con artists. You need to come in here and play and let the whole class just play a whole hour of Jay Electronica.
They don't want that. Right. Because we're gonna be on some songs 3 or 4 times. That's for certain. All right. Does anybody have any other comments, questions, or feedback this evening? Takeaways from class outside of people who have not spoken.
Oh my God. Y'all just blowing me away tonight. Just speaking, just let the spirit speak through y'all.
Oh, wait. I got something for that right there. Un momento, por favor. Da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. I wanted to do this, boy. We'll be back in 5 minutes. We're going to discuss what you learned tonight. Going to drop y'all off in these damn breakout rooms. I see y'all in a few. You better add some charts, and we're going to see what's happening. Bye. Slap all y'all in here. This is my first time using this. There we go. So for those of you who are watching on Instagram, I just slid everybody over to a breakout room. So everybody's getting pushed into a breakout room. They're going to join a room and go in and have a conversation. Yes. So we got 50 some people. I'll probably come to this room number 10 because there's only 2 people in there. Or I may move them to another room. I may move this person to room number 8. Right? So now you have to be in an environment where you can come and talk to people. Don't stay in the room where I'm at. Go join your room. Everybody should be going to their room. Yeah. And so now I'm just gonna go visit. I'm gonna let them sit in the room for a little bit, let everybody have some private discussions. Because what I wanted tonight was to have breakout rooms. Breakout rooms mean, so we got some people still not joining, right? Okay. So I will move this person to room number 7. Move you to room number 7. Yes, if you are still looking at the screen and you're in the Zoom class, you should be assigned to a room. Right. I'm coming to a room here in a second. Who's the one person unassigned? Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Nobody's in there. I need to move Clint to room 6. How y'all feeling over here on conflict-free lesson? They happen and then they don't. I still give thanks. Team satisfaction. The aha moments be real in the breakout rooms. Well, I love y'all to death over here on Facebook and Instagram, but I got to go dip into one of these rooms. I'm going to come back and holler at y'all later. We appreciate everybody who's in the room currently. Thank you. If you could put in the chat room what you took away from what you got from class tonight, I really would appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah. Now I'm getting ready to go slide over here. Where I don't want to put Ebony at? Room 5. Did she leave? Okay, I like this. All right, I appreciate everybody. We're gonna holler. Peace.